Hi there everybody, this is Andy from Skilz4umedia and this is video number 3 of our Create the Classic Arcade Game Pong using HTML, JavaScript and CSS. Hopefully you enjoyed the last 2 videos and have learned something new, but please subscribe to the channel as it really helps us out. Thank you. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to video number 3 of the tutorial of designing the 1980s game Pong. So far in videos 1 and 2, we've created our 3 files. We've started actually putting the JavaScript interactivity part of the game together, where we wrote a function called start game, which is looking for key down and key up events. And then also we created a game loop called game loop function in the bottom, which is basically saying clear the game, draw the game, update the game, and then do that all over again in a repeating cycle. So we need to complete some of the functions that we left blank in the last tutorial. So first of all, we're going to deal with clear game. So what we want to be doing is clearing the canvas every time it updates. Otherwise, when we do movement with our bats, the bat will just stay in the same, wouldn't stay in the same position, but it will create a blurring effect. And when you're doing, if you look at old styled cartoons, how they actually did those cartoons was doing a different drawing every time. So that's what we want to do, is we want to clear the canvas on every frame that it's updating. So within the clear game function here, I'm going to type in here CTX. And then we're going to put clear, rect, and then we're going to type in here. So from here, we've got 4 variables, or 4 numbers we need to put in here. So 0 is X. So when we talk about X, it's on the horizontal axis. When we talk about Y, it's on the vertical axis. So we want to be clearing from X0 and also Y0, which will be the top left-hand corner. Okay, so starting point, top left-hand corner, and over towards the left and the top left-hand corner. And then from here, we're clearing the whole canvas. So I'm going to type on here the canvas width. Oop, didn't want to do that. Let's go over there again. So canvas width, then by canvas height. Then at the end, just going to put a semicolon in the end there. Okay, so what it's saying there is I want to clear the canvas, or clear the area in my canvas from the top left. So we're going through to canvas width and canvas height. This is your X and Y, this is the width, this is the height. Okay, so from here, what I want to try and do now is let's go and see if we can actually have a look, see if we can actually draw something on our canvas, just go and test it out. So I'm going to create a rectangle. So I'm just testing this out. So I'm going to type in here fill style equals blue. And then CTX fill rect. So we're going to take from here. So actually I'm going to place it 200 in by 200. So x-axis, this here, 200, x-axis. So it's going to go 200 pixels from the left of the screen and 200 pixels down. I'm just going to make that 300 wide by 300 height. And then I'm just going to fill that. And then ctx.restore. Okay, so I'm hoping we can have a blue square on the screen. There we go. Okay, so as I say, to actually create a rectangle, or I've put in here CTX save, CTX fill style blue, so that's the color on the screen. And then we've got fill rectangle, so that's 200 pixels from the left, 200 pixels from the top, the y-axis, and it's 300 pixels wide by 300 pixels high. And I've told it it's a fill, and then we've restored. Okay, so I don't actually want that, but more of just like an exercise. Okay, so from here, let's start creating the player, shall I? So what I'm going to do is create a template. So how do I do that? I'm going to start off with a class. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to call it bat. Bat class? No, it sounds like Batman, doesn't it, really? Player bat. Okay, so brackets. Now I'm going to have like a blueprint of the actual bat. So first of all, I'm going to type in here constructor. And then within here, I'm going to put in here X, Y, because I'm going to use this for a player 1 and a player 2 bat. Do I need anything else? I think that's probably about it. Okay. Now from here, what I'm going to put in here, I'm going to type this X equals X. And I'll explain this a little bit after I actually typed it in. This Y equals Y. This width. So I'm actually describing the actual object. Okay, so this width, I'm going to say my bat's going to be 35 pixels wide. This height equals 150, so it's 150 pixels height. Okay, then from here, I'm going to put in here this color equals white. So this is color of white. So just make sure I type that correctly. Otherwise, we're going to come up with error. Right. Okay. This speed equals 5. So that's going to be the speed of the bat. This score equals 0. So this is going to be like the player's score. I'm trying to think what else we'd actually need, actually. I think that's probably about it, actually. So from here, so let me just explain a little bit what's going on here. So why have I left X and Y blank there? Because what we're going to do is when we create a new bat, we're going to actually take the values from those from the actual new bat and plonk it or place it into this template. So when I create a new bat, I'm actually going to define, right, maybe I'll say X is 100, this is 100, and it will feed into this template here. So these are constants. That is going to be, your bat's going to be 35 wide, it's going to be 150 height. It's got a color of that's going to be. It's got color of white. It's got speed of 5, and also we got score of 0. So obviously a score is 0 as you score against your partner or the computer. Obviously that score is going to go up, etc. Okay, so what we're doing is like a template, so we could have multiple bats rather than doing the same things over again. Okay, so next I'm going to have a draw function. Okay, so draw function. So this is what I'm going to do from here. So I'm going to type in here ctx dot save. And from here, ctx dot fill style equals this color. Okay, so it's going to be a rectangle. Type this correctly, fill rect, and we're going to pass it this X, so starting points for the X and Y. We're going to pass it this width, and then we're going to pass it this height. ctx.fill. And then ctx dot restore. to do that. Okay, so there we go. That should be fine. So what I'm doing there is I'm grabbing the information from the top here. It's taking the fill style, so it's taking that from the top here with the white, and then it's also, to actually create the rectangle, we're taking the starting point. This X is X, this Y is Y, this width is 35, this height. And then from there, I could use an update function, but I'm going to leave that. So from here, let's get the bats. So let's get one of the bats on the screen. So what I'm going to do from here is, outside this, I'm going to go let player 1 equals new player bat. Okay, so from here I want the X, I need to give it some values for the X and Y. So I'm just going to go 100 by 100. It's not where I want it, actually, so, but it doesn't really matter. Actually, no, let's go 5 in by 100 down. And then we want the robot. So we got robot player. We'll call it the robot player, sounds cooler, doesn't it? The robot player. Robot player. So player bat, So from here I'm going to go canvas width minus 5. Cool. Okay, so what I've then done there is I've defined what player 1's going to be, but now how do I get that on the screen? I'm just actually going to run that code anyway, just to see if there's any errors. No errors. But we can't see on the screen, so how do we get that on the screen? So what I do here is going to copy that. So player 1, I'm going to go into my draw game function up top here. Player 1.draw. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've defined, this is the player bat template. So I want to go from here, I'm actually taking, because I've used the same template for the new player bat, what I'm going to do is take the function from there as well. So I'm going to go here, player bat draw. Now I'm going to do the same thing as well for the robot player. So I'm going to copy, place that there. And hopefully, this is the magical part. Look at that. Actually, we can't actually see. I can see I've made a slight mistake, because that over here should be 40, because the player bat's 35. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. It's starting to look like a game, isn't it? It's starting to look like a game. We've got our 2 bats on the screen. So, you know, that's video number 3. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got something out of that. Hope you learned something new. So quick refresher. We've learned how to do a class and use that as a template to make separate objects. So from here, we've got our player, we've got our robot players now on the screen. I think on the next tutorial, let's see if we can get those bats moving. Great stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something new out of that video. Remember, click that subscribe button. It helps the channel. And I'm going to see you on the next one.